Bitcoin's alive, what you gonna do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution. Ay, Bitcoin is the one, no substitution. Ay, with Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy and Yagobi. We cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystem. What is up, guys? In case you didn't notice, we got a new intro, and it is absolutely amazing. It is by the great artist Sam Sage. We appreciate Sam, man. That's actually fire. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. We think it's amazing. But today on the show, so each week we do a weekly update and a weekend update. Today is the weekly update, and it's going to be amazing because we have a Bitcoin ETF finally approved by Gary. I don't want to say his last name. Gary Gensler finally approved it, and it is now. So we had some crazy stuff happen yesterday, and now today is finally approved. We're gonna get into all of that. It's going to be an amazing show, but we have 11 ETFs trading tomorrow potentially. I mean, maybe not all 11, but there's definitely 3 of them that are trading tomorrow, potentially 11 by Monday. It is going to be absolutely insane. You are so lucky to be here right now because you are going to be some of the few people that actually make it, guys. We all might make it this time, but we're going to find out, won't we? So let me get this show started. Let me bring in my partner, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's up? Happy ETF day. Happy ETF day.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Excited. Just want to congratulate the entire crypto community, even though Bitcoin is the one that's under the spotlight right now and having its time to shine. This was a group effort to where we all kind of came together, right? And it was like just such a happy moment. And with all the shenanigans, I'll call it, that happened yesterday, right? And then today it was like you and I were talking, through Messenger like we always do, and we're like, man, I don't even know if it's gonna go through now because this is such a perfect excuse for Gigi, I like to call her, to to delay even, because like what could they say? They could say, hey, we're under investigation here. We have to delay it. And so thank God that didn't happen. And the ironic or crazy thing was I'm hearing that he was the final vote that carried it over to get the approval. So
that is insane that he was the final vote. Well, he is a maxi. I mean, he taught Bitcoin at MIT, right? So it's like, it's he does want to like please his lords, well, Janet Yellen and the set was a senator. I hate what was her name? Senator
Warren. Yeah. And I think he has another group of lords though, and that's called Larry Fink and the CEO of Fidelity and the CEO of Kathy Woods. I don't know about her as much, but those others, like they definitely influence the. I mean, I can't say for sure because I haven't seen their conversations, but just a guess is that like they have pretty strong influence over it.
From the outside looking in, it looks pretty strong. You know what I mean? So
exactly,
definitely there. So let's just go take a day back for anyone who is under a rug. But yesterday, at like 4:00, we got from the official SEC account, we got a message that said the Bitcoin ETF was approved, but then it had a cash tag with someone's cash tag on it, which I guess we should have realized that it might have been hacked. But when the SEC in October came out and said that all information, if it's not from the SEC, it's fake news, and this was from the FCC, right? So
yep. And man, what a day of memes and trolls all up on the SEC because Gary Gensler and his whoever manages the socials for the SEC constantly puts up messages. Make sure that you secure your technology, your logins and stuff with financials and all this stuff, and they end up having no 2FA on their account, which is just mind-boggling, right? Now, but Twitter came out and confirmed that they did in fact get hacked, but it was through someone that got access to one of the phones that manages, I guess, their account or something.
They're saying it was a third-party SIM swap, is what I'm hearing.
Oh, okay.
So, well,
strategic. Strategic sim swap, right? Are we thinking some, like, I don't know, man. This could go really down that rabbit hole, and I don't know if we want to go down there. But I'll just say this: like, imagine yesterday who had a great day. Like, the market makers had a great day.
Yeah, amazing
Like,
day.
they know that the ETF is coming, and before that happens, they want to make sure they up and down, liquidate all those positions, and then because they know once the ETF happens, it's pretty much everybody's thinking at least that it's up only, whether it's up and down a little bit up, and we're getting to the Valhalla.
Yeah,
hopefully.
but like that kind of stuff is like I'm not a leverage trader. I did it for a little while. I sucked at it. I'll probably never do it again. I got my, I'm just not that guy. So to me, when you're hitting these stops and these like liquidations and stuff, to me, it's I don't. That's the gamble you're taking when you're playing that game. When you're playing in that casino, that's a gamble you're taking. You're not an investor. You're a gambler. But that's what I see as leverage trading. That's just not. Maybe I'm wrong. It's just not my cup of tea. But so I don't feel bad for those guys at all because that's the game they play. But on the other side of it, it really makes us look bad as over here and that type of stuff. We don't want that anymore. We don't want to be
Well, it's not
that
us;
way.
it's the market
Well,
makers, right? So
yeah, yeah, I got you.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's a part of us, but they're not really.
it's
I mean, I hope to maybe get there one day
yeah,
because they have to. That means you got a lot of money, right? When you're
yeah,
putting up the liquidity for these people to play. But at the end of the day, if it was that was obviously illegal, right? If
yeah,
the way that they went around, and I can see where you're coming from because it does
yeah,
make the space look bad. At the end of the day, though, the ETF really puts crypto into an official asset class now,
yeah,
right?
yep,
So you're talking about the BlackRocks, the
yep,
Fidelities, the Vanguards, those types that will get involved with this stuff.
yep,
And now it makes the rest of crypto
yeah,
look a little bit better, even though there's a lot of dark sides to it still.
yep.
But we'll see what happens.
There is a stock now. Well, I guess an ETF that's trading with the ticker HODL. Like, I mean, if Bitcoin is not in everyone's brain now, I think that's I want to say Van X. I think it's Van X, and it's pretty cool too because Van X is also donating 5% of all the fees to Bitcoin Core developers, which I thought
Yeah,
was
I saw
absolutely
that.
amazing, amazing.
Yeah, that makes me get my tinfoil hat though a little bit and say, are they trying to control the core developers? But
Yeah, or are they trying to make sure their investment is safe by keeping Bitcoin up and running? You know what I mean? So
oh, but Bitcoin will always be up and running.
no, I'm just saying, but like the next update and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like trying to keep it up and forever upgrading when necessary to let's just say if quantum computing ends up being a thing, we need our core to be able to get quantum computing like for the Bitcoin miners as well. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Or that type
yeah.
of
I
stuff.
mean, and yeah, I can see your point, and
Yeah,
obviously the core developers have been working on that because they know that like quantum computing can very easily decrypt any type of cryptography, right? So,
yeah,
um, Bitcoin has to be protected, and that's a good point. Maybe that's a part of it. There's going to be some good to this, as much as like people are like, I just want decentralized self sovereignty, which
yeah,
you still have that option, right? But at the end of the day, like whenever you bring TradFi into something, what I would think will happen is things will get cleaned up, and then there'll
yeah,
be like new companies that are really focused on building like things that people are going to utilize,
yeah.
because now they have like huge, like solid investments behind them to do so. So, I
I
mean, we'll
agree.
see what happens.
So, like, I think too is like this might be the last time in like in history that Bitcoin is actually obtainable, like a full Bitcoin is by a normal person. In the next 5 to 10 years, it'll be almost impossible for like a normal person, that worker, that blue collar worker, to actually obtain a Bitcoin. And I think we are so lucky to be able to do that right now. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things where it's such a great time to be alive, man, because like and being here in Bitcoin, it's so special. And I just hope that these guys like don't take it and just make it corrupt and destroy it. They say it's corrupt now, but no, it's pure. And I just hope they don't take their greasy hands and just destroy it, you know?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, it's we're really gonna have to see because I mean, I remember in high school and a couple of my friends, like dads and stuff, they were really good with their finances
Yeah.
and they would diversify very well, right? And so they had their stocks and then but they also had like their safe that was full of gold bars,
Yeah.
right? And so they still sovereign their gold bars, even though there was a gold ETF, because this is like in the mid 2000s, right?
Yeah.
Late 2000s. So that will still be there, which is I think it can be a beautiful thing because what can happen now is like those moments of like the what was it called, the black swan events,
Yeah.
they won't affect it as much anymore because of this, in my opinion, right? Unless the entire stock market, like, right,
Yeah.
the entire stock market will have to like really get hit. But I don't know. I think it brings a stability to Bitcoin.
Yeah.
But first, we should have that Valhalla moment for the next, 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, it's exciting stuff, man. You're right. I was talking to my brother today about it, and I said exactly what you said. I said, in 3 to 5 years, it's going to be that 1% of people of the whole world that invested in Bitcoin before
Yeah.
is going to be transitioned to the that top, like, upper tier 1%,
Yep.
right? Because it's going to be hard. The regular person is going to be like, dang it, I should have bought Bitcoin back
Yeah.
then, but everybody's laughing about it, so.
Yep. And I think that'll be the time when we stop saying the word Bitcoin and start saying the words 100 million Satoshis, right? So,
Oh yeah, because people will
you know
trade
what I
in
mean?
Satoshis then. Yep.
Because at that point, it's going to be you have 100 million Satoshis, like you have one Bitcoin, like, you know what I mean? So I think, yeah. But yeah, anyway, so what do you think happens next? So we saw with price action today. Well, price action yesterday, Bitcoin flew up to about 48, fell back down to about 44. So flew up to 48 on the fake news about the ETF and came crashing down to 44 and then kind of settled back at where it started at around 46. Today, we saw Bitcoin kind of stall. The news came out and it was so funny because nothing happened. It didn't move at all. I mean, it had a couple of 1-minute candles that went up 3%, but like it actually didn't really move. And it was like such an FU to everyone because it was like people think that it was going to be a sell the news event and it was going to dip. Some people thought it was like me who thought it was going to rip the 50 right after the news, and it just did nothing. It was, I don't know. I thought it was extremely funny. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah. I honestly, I told you before, I thought it was kind of baked in,
Yeah.
but I think like it was baked in for the actual event,
Yeah.
right? Now what we're about to see in the next 2 weeks, I think is getting back to the previous cycle's top,
Yeah.
right? It might take longer than 2 weeks, it might take a month, but getting to 60 to 69K, 70K, around that those areas is really gonna be where that's what I'm expecting to see with Bitcoin. We're gonna really start to see like how, you know okay, so one guy that I admire a lot is Fred Krueger on Twitter. If you don't know who that is, he has a math PhD at Stanford. He has a lot of experience in TradFi, and he runs in those circles, but he's a huge
Yeah.
Bitcoiner, right? He's also got a side project that we probably need to get more involved in with Libre. And
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's Fred from Libre. And so he broke it down really well today in his podcast. He said that if you've seen the movie Boiler Room, imagine like Vin Diesel and all those actors in there. Whenever they were slamming the phones, they were calling all their clients, they were trying to sell the stocks. He said that this is what's going to happen over the next like month to 3 months, around 3 to 6 months period. They're just going to keep trying to sell their clients Bitcoin because they're going to make commissions off of
Yeah.
Bitcoin. They know the halving's coming up. You
Yep.
know what I mean? Some of those salespeople in TradFi are going to make life-changing money,
Yep.
themselves off the commissions because their clients are so rich, right?
Yeah.
And so it's going to be an exciting time because we don't even know about that side of the
No.
that world, but we're going to be positively affected by it because Bitcoin go up,
Yeah. Yeah.
and what correlates with Bitcoin go up? Ordinals go up in terms of USD.
Yeah.
It might not go up, at the same time in terms of Bitcoin, but they'll go up in USD. So I don't know. It's exciting. It's exciting times ahead, man. Like I think we're going to be very, very happy.
And to your point, layer one assets now have more liquidity because the price of Bitcoin's flying up, right? So if Bitcoin hits, where I think it hits between 5 and 700K. If it gets to anywhere near my number, how much of that liquidity is going to be pushed into ordinals? Because you only need Bitcoin. You don't need a centralized exchange. You don't need anything. You don't need a bridge. Nothing. You can just buy your ordinals or your layer one assets with Bitcoin. So to being in ordinals and being in Bitcoin, guys, we we're gonna make it. Like we're gonna make it.
Yeah.
Congratulations if you're here right now. So
And imagine those assets, like the big juicy ones, like bitmaps. You think you've seen something with bitmaps yet? No, you haven't
yeah.
seen anything with bitmaps yet, right? And so like we have so much exciting stuff happening with TradFi getting involved, and as well as the halvening, and then these layer twos that are going to service Bitcoin. Everything is just lining up for like freaking
Perfectly.
juicy steak dinners every night.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
And that works great for me because I'm on this carnivore diet now. So all I can eat is steak dinners. That'd be amazing. But speaking of layer twos, you want to jump into the first one?
Yeah, let's do it. So if you've watched our show, then you know who Recursive Verse is, which was formerly Recursive Verse, which is now bitmap.tech. They have been working on a layer two for Bitcoin, and this layer two is going to be built specifically. Like one of the main objectives is to service Bitcoin layer one assets. We need this solution because right now it's great what we can do, actually, to be honest, from where Bitcoin was a year ago, 2 years ago. Like there's an on-chain economy right now on layer one, but to make it more UI friendly, this kind of needs to happen, right? So testnet is supposed to be next week. We're gonna see if that's still on schedule. Hopefully we get access and we can let you guys know what that's like. But I'm really, really excited about it because the episode that we had, the discussion we had with Mineral and CC from Mineral yesterday, that really opened my imagination like a little kid. I was just like, man, like these BRC-420s, they can literally live in these environments of these platforms, and this is where like Metaverse can actually be really awesome, and like different worlds can integrate, like interact with each other because of these assets, and because the supply will still be the same, but you can take them on different platforms and purchase them possibly and stuff like that. And then with your mindset is like on the actual layer 2, that's whenever we can get into that fun, putting a strategy together for your staking strategy, right? What you want to stake into this, what API makes sense, and all that good stuff, and we haven't even like gotten there yet, but I see it, I visualize it, and I'm not even the one building it.
Yep. Yeah. And to your point though, like so normally in the beginning of everything, APYs are super high, right? And I missed that on Ethereum. I didn't get into DeFi summer as fast as I wish I did, but I'll be able to take advantage of that here and getting all like, in every single chain, it started out the APY, it was always here, and it always eventually came down, and I always caught it here. But this will be the first time in my history anyway that I'm able to catch them up here, getting something like miner day one. I'm gonna just throw all mine in. I'm gonna be like Roseanne at the table, just pushing all my chips in, because I think that in the beginning, and I take a lot of risk with this type of stuff because I'm okay with my Bitcoin. I have a Bitcoin bag that I'm okay falling back on, so I'm okay with risking now all my minerals and just saying it. If I lose it all, that's fine, whatever. But if that's the thing too, is like, if something happens where me with pushing my minerals in for the staking, since something happens with the mineral protocol anyway, they're going to zero. So it doesn't really matter. So that's why I'm staking all my mineral, and I'm trying to get as much APY, which will get me the MNER token. Could potentially that could have more value than the minerals anyway, and I'm getting them for free. Like this is going to be like insane.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of those kind of staking mechanisms, right? For me,
Yeah.
I definitely, dabbled into that world last DeFi run, and I'm going to be very, very specific and picky about what protocols I end up doing that with.
Yeah.
I possibly will do, something with Miner, just because, it is really cool for, in terms of what their plan is and stuff like that, just to check it out. But you got to always remember when those APYs are super sky high, you got to remember that they are going to come down, like you said, and nothing like that can last forever. But
No.
the part that I like about them, if they can get it to work properly, is the staking rewards, right?
Yeah.
And this time around, like if there's a fund behind it, we know Jeffrey, we know like his project, he is partnered with them and all this stuff, and so if they can get their miners to produce yield, imagine receiving that BTC as a yield, right? As we're going up into
Mhm.
this crazy another level, right? I think people are going to jump at that.
I
If
know.
you can earn BTC as a reward, and I really actually hope that they make the APY reasonable to be able to sustain. I want them to be
Yeah.
able to sustain, because they're going to have to pay that out from somewhere. And if they can pay it out through their actual mining rewards,
Yeah.
whatever plan they have for that, because at the end of the day, like, you want it to be self-sustainable. And if Bitcoin is that high in value, it possibly can be.
Yeah. I want it to be like 100,000% day one, and then the next day be 90,000%, and then 80,000%. I'm gonna sit there and just grab it all up. You know what I mean? Get the miners token,
Yeah.
get the BTC rewards. Because the thing is, like, you might be not thinking about is that they might be stacking the mining rewards now, right? And giving it to the early adopters,
Yeah.
right? So there actually might be a crap load of Bitcoin waiting for us on the side. And I have no idea if this is true. This is just me thinking. But right now, these miner machines, they're mining right now, right? And there's
Yeah.
no rewards to give. So what if they're just stacking? So that way, day one, day two, day three, the APY can be super high. And then that'll draw people into buying the mining token, I mean the mineral, and to get stake, and then obviously bring more people in and more people in, more people in. So
Yeah.
and then everyone's getting a piece of it. But being there day one and day two could be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think they said the mining operations were going to start January 20th. In terms of
Okay.
that, so maybe, but still earlier before they launch, right?
Yeah,
Earlier
yeah,
than
yeah.
they launch. So that's something that can be like built up into like the treasury or whatever they decide to do with it. But yeah, I'm just excited to see what happens there next. Obviously, all y'all are adults, and if there's any
Yeah.
babies watching this, you shouldn't be watching it.
Yeah.
but you're adults, and you guys know that you got to do your own research too. This is just
Yep.
information we're bringing to y'all, but I'm excited about it for sure.
Yeah, and these are all just my opinions. I don't know if any of this stuff's gonna work, but I'm into it. Like I said, everything that I'm using and stuff, I don't mind going to zero because I have my big bag of Bitcoin waiting for me.
Yeah.
So that's just my point of view.
Yeah, and that's a smart play. That's a smart strategy. Kind of rolling this in, since we're talking about this
Yeah, yeah.
already. Do you see BRC-420 being the Bitmap, Meta Protocol standard asset
I
for
see
Bitmap?
I see BRC 420s taking the market cap of BRC 20s. I think BRC 420s is going to be the leader in this space. And I only say that because I see so much innovation happening, and I don't see no innovation happening anywhere else. And every single day there's more and more and more. And I think BRC 420 is in the right place at the right time with the right people, and the explosion is happening, and I think it will be the meta protocol.
Wow, man, that's a big call right there. you know.
This is how I feel, man.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I still think BRC-20 is going to exist, you know, because they're going to
Legacy.
wrap them. Well, and they'll also wrap. That's what they're going to use to wrap, right? So BRC-20 within the layer 2 mechanism with BRC-420 allows BRC-420 to be fungible temporarily, right? And so I think that's a really cool kind of almost like partnership mechanism, right? Together. So it's going to be interesting. I do think it's kind of already taken that spot as the bitmap, you know, token standard. And you know, I'm just excited, like you said, because it seems like these BRC 420s, you know, I don't know if from a technical standpoint, I don't think they're more like flexible, but it seems like because they're like built as like this, like almost like this metaverse asset, like people are using them in things, you know what I mean? Like it's like, and so we'll kind of have to see, you know, we'll have to see what happens, but it's
I mean,
definitely exciting.
if I buy a Node Monkey, I can't use it in this metaverse. But if I go buy a BRC 420, I can immediately use my dragon and fly around in this metaverse, right? And obviously, it's very early days for that, so it's not a lot to do. But it's still more than I can do with a normal PFP, you know? So that alone just shows me that innovation is happening and it's there. And to answer your question, like adding all this to bitmaps, and then you have, and you got to remember too, Jeffrey is building this layer 2 around BRC 420s, right? It's not one of those things where they're going to be like, oh, this is going to be partnership. No, the guy who made the BRC 420 is the same guys that are making this layer 2, and the same guys who are named themselves bitmap.tech, and they're making this layer 2. So answer your question, that this is the meta protocol for bitmap.
Yep, I agree with you. And you know, we saw that they're partnering with Dragon vs Neo, the BTC layer 2. I'm going to show this real quick. You know, they're partnering. Sorry, that volume just busted my eardrums. But you know, they're partnering with, this is, it says right here in the very beginning of this video, it says Mobox with, it says
Bitmap.tech.
yeah, and then it says BTC layer 2 bitmap. So there's going to be bitmaps integrated. There's gaming developers. So you know, Jeffrey's probably already on them saying, hey, you know, look to see how you can integrate these BRC 420 assets into your game. You know what I mean? Like, how awesome is that? You know what I'm saying? That's freaking awesome to me.
It's gonna be amazing. I can't wait for this thing, man. The best part about it, we're potentially the waiting is almost done. I mean, there's rumors that the test net will be available next week, and I don't know if it's test net or if it's just testing, right? So this could be huge.
Yeah. And as you know, like he's always been like a, you know, head down. He's never been a super loud guy. We're like the microphone sometimes for him. I feel like a megaphone, you know, and it's because like I feel like he deserves it, you know. But I'll wrap it up on this, and you can say something to kind of finish it off if you need to. But you know, the person, and I've said this before, someone that you want to make the metaverse type world actually work and through bitmap is someone that has a passion for it. And since day one, he let us know that he's had a passion for metaverse. You know what I mean? That's what bitmaps is, what drew him over here. You know, initially. And he has the experience of building like metaverse on Ethereum, but it just didn't, you know, work out the way. But this bitmap, he felt like that's like the thing. That's it right there. Yeah, you know, that is it right there. And so I'm excited to see. I think he's a visionary, and so we'll see how this turns out, man. Because that's just one game on the L2 that he's building. I'm sure other game developers are going to come over and try to build their own versions and stuff. So
yeah, very excited, very excited. All right.
What else do we have here? Do you want to talk about this?
Yeah. So today, you know, the exchange of all exchanges for the TAP protocol, it came out today, and it said that NAT has been indexed by Benny and is ready to go, and it is now trading on the Ordinals wallet, right? So congratulations, Benny. He got it done, man. Right when he said he did. If Benny says he's going to get something done, he's going to get something done. And just like Jeffrey, I think we are so lucky to have someone like Benny in this space. And, he took, Block Runner's idea and said, yeah, I got you guys. I'll do it. So he stopped what he was doing and got this thing indexed right in the nick of time, because people are very excited for it. The excitement is still there. The adrenaline is still there from the nat out, I guess you would say, when it got minted out. And now it's live, man, so quickly, so ready. And we saw some price movement today. We saw about 4 Bitcoin in volume already, and it's exciting, man. I like new stuff.
Yeah, for sure. It's exciting. We're about to see like how powerful this standard could be, the non-arbitrary token standard, in terms of other people launching tokens, right? Because they're using data from each block, and I believe they choose like the hash rate is what they chose for NAT token. But each block or each token is going to have a unique supply based on data throughout all the blocks. So like that part is awesome because it's non-arbitrary. It's a fixed supply based on whatever data field you select. And so we're going to see if this is going to take off here. I could see this being used in games too, so we'll kind of have to see.
And there's so much more that needs to be like uncovered, right? Because it's just non-arbitrary, like whatever, the non-arbitrary data, and see what else can come from this. I'm curious what I think the Black Runner and Benny have a lot of ideas for this that they haven't really talked about yet, and I'm just excited for these guys, for these builders to really let us in on their ideas of what's next.
Yeah. I think you said it perfectly. It's like, while we're talking about BRC-420 and they're building all this amazing stuff over there, Benny is like working with TAP protocol, and this is a part of TAP. This is part of the TAP ecosystem, and so I think like these great minds, right? These geniuses and visionaries, they can coexist, and in fact they can eventually work together somehow, and like make the Bitcoin ecosystem just robust and amazing. And you said it best, I think, that Bitcoin is it's a cloud, it's a data cloud, right? To where now we're fighting for space on Bitcoin. I was explaining to my brother because he's still kind of trying to grasp that, and I told him, it's not, because he asked me, he's like, are any of my ETH NFTs gonna bounce back? And I was like, I don't know, bro, because like Elon kind of messed that up for you, but there's a good point behind it. Elon said, hey, if you're gonna have an NFT or a JPEG, in your wallet, at least like, download it to the chain or whatever he said, inscribe it to the chain. But NFTs point to, data that's being taken on an AWS server. So it's completely different. And but I think people are gonna, once they start to get that, like the everyday people and the collectors and the people that realize data space on Bitcoin is valuable.
And you know what the NFT guys could do? They could take their JPEGs and inscribe them onto Bitcoin, and then have that data, that same data, instead of pointing to AWS, pointing to that Bitcoin inscription on the ordinal layer. So potentially they could be on ordinals and Ethereum at the same time using smart contracts.
Yeah, but imagine how much it's going to cost at that point.
But at that point, I mean, when you have $100,000 JPEG, like a punk, it might not be them all, you know what I mean? But if you have a $100,000 JPEG, to spend $1,000 inscribing it isn't that big of a deal, right?
Yeah, and if Bitcoin is 500K, I think it might be more than 100,000 or 1,000.
Well,
we'll have to see.
yeah.
We'll have to see. Well, I guess so. Like maybe slow during like a slow, because like we could inscribe like an image for what, like an NFT, depending on the size of the file.
I got some art from somebody in the community. It was like pixel art. I think you've seen it, right? I tweeted it from the main account, and it was cool. It was pixelated. It was me with my background and my hat, my hoodie. I tried to inscribe that. I was going to see how much it would cost to inscribe that into the blockchain. It was only like $1,000, and it was it was a
It was
lot of detail and
$1,000
stuff. It was $1,000 to inscribe. Yeah,
right now.
right now. Yeah,
Okay, that's gonna be like if Bitcoin goes to 400K, then that's
yeah.
$10,000 at that point, right? So you got to think
But
about the
I'm talking about
inflation.
now, though, right?
Yeah. You better do it. You better do it quick, ETH guys. Do it quick because it's not gonna. It's gonna be really really tough in the
Yeah,
future. Like if Bitcoin is at 500K,
yeah,
So imagine the value of the art that got on earlier, right? Because
yeah,
you and I, we kind of go back and forth, and we're like,
yep,
man, when's this art run gonna happen? You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? When's this art run? We got it early. I got his first piece. I got his first piece. I
yeah,
got his
yeah,
first print. But I think once the value, data space value just goes up exponentially
yeah,
because of the value of Bitcoin. That's whenever people are going to say, "Dang, those artists got in early. Those are the
yep,
pioneer artists." You know
yeah,
what I mean? So we'll have to see, but that'll be exciting for not just the holders and buyers, but for the artists. They deserve it.
yeah. I
It's
agree.
crazy because the starving artist. That's like the saying, right?
Yeah,
Man, like out of everybody in this space, that applies to artists. Like
yeah.
seriously, right? Like they're the ones who shout out to all you guys, Bear Big, Sir Gadfly, Boozy, um,
Prism, well,
Prism.
and
Well,
the
he's a
counterfeit
yeah,
culture.
yep, counterfeit culture, base community artists, of course, Bean,
Yes,
all those
Bean.
guys.
Shout
I
out
mean,
Bean.
like it has to be tough, man. Like imagine like you're putting out like these collections
Yep.
and you're seeing your peers that or not your peers, well, your friends, right, that aren't artists, like making like all this money on these tokens and all this
Yeah.
stuff, and you're just like, damn, like I'm grinding out putting all this art. So shout out to Paris and all y'all. I just want to
Yes.
give y'all a shout out because and for y'all that don't know about art on Bitcoin and you're only here for tokens, because I'll admit I came over for the tokens
Yeah.
initially, but I really fell in love with the art community. They're amazing people. They're genuine. You just feel it,
Yeah.
So
It's kind of your point. Like I came for the DeFi, and I'm staying for the art, right? So,
yeah,
but yeah. All right, man. We're getting to the point now where I think we have to jump into some market updates. We have anything else on the
yeah. Well, I
banners?
do want to show this because I think this was really exciting,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
So when you see Franklin Templeton, which is a huge fund manager, change their X account PFP to this laser eyes, man,
wow.
you got to be bullish about that. I mean, this is a big firm, right? And we don't love the laser eyes, the
Yeah,
traditional laser eyes, but hey, these guys are just trying to show support into Bitcoin, is what it seems like. TradFi is like, all right, we're here for Bitcoin.
yeah.
What do you think? Is that the statement that you see too from that, or what do you?
I see as them kind of jumping on the bandwagon there a little bit. They're kind of just like, like they're trying to get their piece of the pie, right? All these big firms and stuff, and this is just the beginning of this, guys. Like they're gonna come in here and they're gonna be getting grandpas and grandmas all over the place to buy in and potentially, just earn fees and earn fees and earn fees. So we're gonna have a fee game. But now for the first time in history, we have salesmen. Right? Like we were the salesmen before. We were telling people at Thanksgiving, you should buy Bitcoin. Now we have realistic salesmen who can kind of go to these old people for the first time in history and tell them, hey, you should put 1% of your net worth in Bitcoin. And they're going to be like, why? Because we think it can become 12%. And if it goes to zero, we'll cover it with your other stuff that will make up for it. So if 1% of every single person in that has, at, in TradFi, that's trillions of dollars moving into one
Yeah.
asset, which is
Yeah,
Bitcoin.
and I don't think they're going to be as conservative as that. I think that they're going to. I mean, these are salesmen that
Yeah,
are going to. They earn a commission, right,
yeah,
on what they make, right, and so imagine they're going to be telling them this is gold. This is the
yeah,
new gold. This is there's a finite supply. They're gonna have all their selling points there, right? The halving is coming up. So you got to get in before the halving, the reward gets cut in half. There's gonna be less Bitcoin for the miners to sell, so that's gonna jack the price up. Supply and demand. We're creating the demand. The supply is going down. This is going to be the super cycle. You know what I mean? And so I just envision. Obviously, the boiler room was more a Wolf of Wall Street-ish, kind of grimy a bit. But at the end of the day, they sold a lot to a bunch of rich people, right? So,
first time in history, these scumbags are going to be selling something real, finite, and amazing, and not a scam. First time in history, these scumbags get a chance to sell something that's not a scam. First time.
Yeah, so. I mean, they sold like gold ETFs and stuff, but
scam. You tell me the final supply of gold, and I'll tell you that it's not a scam. Gold can be created forever. You can find new gold every single day. Bitcoin will eventually stop in 100 years.
Yeah, so. I mean, like we're talking about like BlackRock and stuff. They're like educated salesmen and stuff. They're not
educated scammers. That's all it is.
No, I think the scammers are the ones that like sell penny stocks and the ones that like sell the new stuff that's like they know isn't necessarily going to be. But to your point, at least for like them selling Bitcoin is going to be, in my opinion, the most important asset in their portfolio, even if it is only 1 to 3% of their portfolio.
It could set their family up for years and years to come. Like their great grandkids could remember their name.
Yeah.
Because of some greasy salesman. But yeah, it is what it is.
All right, man. Now we can jump into the markets because I wanted
here we go.
People to get excited about that. So let's jump right into the BRC-20 market here. We have Track in the number one spot, up 10% on the day in total volume. Sitting at $4.85. Track is getting a lot of attention. I expect Track, once it has its, this next leg up, to possibly get to that $15 range. That's kind of maybe the top on this next leg up. And then, other targets, it's going to be down the line throughout the year. Number 2, Graph, GRPH is up 31.35% in total volume, sitting at $1.49. Ordi is number 3 at $75.37. So this is bumping back up. This was at $70 not too long ago. I want to say 2 hours ago. Sats is up 7.69% on the 24-hour volume, and it is sitting at 6 zeros and a 6.4. So it's starting to pick back up. It got all the way down to 6 zeros and 5.5. And then you have ETFs. Of course, you had to do the ETFs today. It was up 347% and sitting at 0.0047. BMP. So someone wanted me to talk a little bit on BMP today. That was on my Twitter. BMP, still bullish on BMP. They no more claiming. So, the sell pressure theoretically should stop, or not stop completely, but definitely be, lessened. But sitting at 2 cents here, and it is up 4.74%. I do expect BMP to have a run just because there's no more sell pressure and there's a good holder count. I think it was pretty smart. They wanted people to claim it because the holder count, right? So we're almost to, 9,788. Man, so that means that only like 30% of Bitmap holders claimed, right? Because
wow,
yeah, that's crazy, right? And then you have Shint, Satoshi Hunters Club, sitting at 0, so 0 volume on the day, sitting at 20 cents. This one's going to be interesting. We'll see what happens with it. If Francis has been coming in strong with his shill.
Too strong.
Yeah, very, very strong. But I do hold some, so I hope it goes up. But we'll see what happens with their service, right? He's saying that they have an inscription service that's free of fees, but we'll have to kind of see. I don't use it, but we'll see. Ghosty is down 3.78%, sitting at 59 cents. 59 cents. Ghosty. I'm starting to see some people in the space. Jake Gallen, respected people that are talking about Ghosty, saying this could be utilized as a tool for other people and other chains wanting to cross over and just go back and forth. So we'll see if it gets utilized more.
I've been getting a little problem with Ghosty just because like I do a lot of cross chain stuff still, and
Mhm.
I use MEXC, and I can get in and out, and
Have you
you know
used Ghosty once?
I have not used Ghosty once,
Okay,
but
use it once
the fees are super high. I tried to use it, and it was going to cost me like over $100.
for how much?
It was a couple thousand, but at the same time I can do it MEXC for pennies. I
Yeah.
can deposit
Well,
on MEXC for pennies, and I can withdraw. I mean,
but
I got to pay
people,
gas fee, but that's
but some,
it.
yeah. But I think some people don't want to go on
No, some people don't.
SX. So,
Yeah, and
yeah,
I
we'll
have an
see.
account on MEXC, and it's a I don't have KYC there, which is amazing, and I use it through a VPN. I don't know. To me, it's just
Yeah.
like I don't know why I would use Ghosty right now. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm obviously they're building, and I'm really excited for what they're building later, and I think they have more to come. But right now, I just don't see the. I don't know why I would personally use it.
Yeah. I think, you know, not everybody likes to use Mex. I honestly don't. They're
I love
probably one of
MEXC.
the, yeah. I feel like they've been thrown in the news quite a bit, from time to time, and
Yeah,
it scares me. But Ghosty, I haven't used Ghosty either, just because I just don't do that very much back
yeah,
and forth,
yeah,
But Ghosty does use Monero to, have kind of that anon approach to it. We'll kind of have to see. I think Ghosty is going to do well. I think Ghosty is going to do very well because it kind of hangs on coattails a little bit, just
yeah,
because like I think they did a damn good job of flowing into partnering with Track early,
yeah,
with
yeah, for sure.
the collaborations and stuff like that. And they do very well in terms of updates in their community. So I expect Ghosty to, they have a 33.33 billion, or million supply. So they could definitely get into that, like, couple dollar range
Yeah,
before like really taking off. And then you have HSAC, which is at zero volume for the 24-hour.com.
come on, HSAC, get it together.
.com is at number 10, sitting at 5.09% in 24-hour volume. So let's see what their price is at. $3.45. So still hanging in that same range. Pups is down 13.79%. Ords is, this is for Ordi Swap. It's up 52.44%, sitting at 9 cents. BTC is at zero volumes. SAT, guys, be careful. Someone probably made this to try to get people to think it's Sats. It is not Sats. Sats is with an S. Okay. You rat, you dirty rat, is sitting at number 15 with zero volume. Ord is sitting at 16 with zero volume. Games is sitting at 17 with zero volume. Bit is sitting at 18 with zero volume. We're kind of back into those summer days
I
here.
know,
I think
man.
I think I think they're waiting for Bitcoin to see what happens there. Rats at number 19, up 35%. Let's see, sitting at a $300 million market cap. So they're back up.
Yeah.
Council is up 2.67%. Council's been, hanging out in that top 24 the past couple weeks, I would say. They're at $170.13.
Think that's
Yes.
because of ToshiPad?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
If you hold council, you get the airdrop the Toshi token.
yeah,
So that's probably part of it. Scan is a new one. It's up 21.85% on volume for the 24 hours, sitting at 6 cents. OnFi is an interesting one. They released their bridge, I believe.
yeah.
They're up 33.78% on the day in volume and sitting at 0.0014. And then you have INSC sitting at 0.11% in total volume for the 24 hours, sitting at 46 cents. Gonna look up Honk, one of our favorite community
Yep.
meme tokens. Oh, it looks down 22.5%. Oh, wow. It's kind of dropped here, 3 zeros and a 1, but just one, and it goes back to the 2. So we'll see. Honk is
That's
one that's, go ahead.
okay. No, finish.
I'm gonna say Honk is one that's consistent. I mean, like, it might drop, but it always kind of comes back. I feel like it is that community token that's kind of waiting to pop.
Yeah.
But we'll see. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, the Goosenos are up 50% today, so I'm really surprised Honk didn't move. Normally, when Goosenos move, Honk moves. So I'm actually really surprised by that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm curious to see their liquidity. Let me check it out here for a second. I want to check it out. I want to see what the liquidity pools. I haven't been checking this as much. Oh, wow, goodness, the liquidity has dropped But it's still number 2 and number 3 though. So
yeah,
sitting at 273 and then 60. So we really need kind of like that next run up for the BRC-20s. And
yeah,
so,
for sure.
but that is the BRC-20 weekly market update.
And I'll take you guys over to Magic Eden to look at our digital artifacts. So we have give me a quick refresh because we have a battle, guys. There is a fight going on right now, and it is between No Monkeys and the Frogs. And the puppets are just refereeing this, it looks like. But it's been up and down, man. The No Monkeys look like they're battling back, look like Rocky in round 7. So it's actually a really good fight. It's just the volume is just all over No Monkeys, and you can say it's wash trading or whatever. But if you look at it, they're getting bought up quickly and then sold quickly. So I don't know. Potentially watch trading. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out. But it's a really strong battle of seeing who's the number 1 PFP project, and then Bitcoin puppets. And I'm not a huge fan of this because of the supply. I don't like low supply. What is the supply? Oh wow, this is actually a high supply. This is 9,000. I was wrong. I guess I was thinking of opium. But yeah, okay, they do have 9,900. Did you know that?
What?
The supply was really high with these?
Oh yeah, the puppets. Yep, I did know.
Oh wow. So yeah,
I
guess so, man. That's crazy to me. So they are the top project. They are past Bitcoin frogs and no monkeys. That's crazy. Well, that's pretty cool. But then we have the hashlink sitting at 0.034. Bitmap sitting at 0.0041. The golden ratio by Harto sitting at 0.169. The Pepe's a free launch that launched last week. 15 Bitcoin in volume over the last 7 days, and this has probably only been here for about 4 to 5 days, so that's pretty good. And then we got opium. This is okay. So opium, the puppets are kind of like the opium's thing, right? They're kind of like the opium.
Yeah, the puppets are
side
the early inscriptions. Yeah, so it's like a derivative.
Yeah,
The
okay.
puppets are the derivative. Yep.
So I don't know why I was confusing them. Now I'm kind of mad at myself for not getting a puppet. Woof, they're nice. But the art's okay. But the price is nice.
Yeah. Yep. They've been going strong.
And then we have Ordinal Maxi Biz sitting at 0.49. Ordinal Punk sitting at 5.8. Wow, man, these are up a ton. They're up like 4 Bitcoin in like 7 days. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The supply again, it's a very small supply of 100.
Yeah, and what's
Still.
look at the range, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, the range on that is sick.
Wow. No wonder why they're 5 Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's the floor,
Wow,
right?
dude.
Look at that activity.
Where do you get that
Top
at?
right. Yeah,
Top
that little
right.
line right there.
Yep.
Yeah. When was the last one? A day ago?
Yeah.
That's how much? 7?
1 day, 9 yeah. So 2.5 Bitcoin. We had 3, 4 in 1 day. Wow. And then before that was 15. Okay, that's why, because those 4 bolted up. But yeah, man. We'll jump back to Magic Eden, and then we have the rare sats, which are actually doing really, really well. We haven't really covered these in a while, but they doubled. I mean, $319. These were just at like $180 last week, so not a full double, but like 60% higher than they were. I haven't looked up the black uncommons in a while. So thinking about $120 for the black uncommons. Not bad. About well, a little more than half. So a little less than half. But yeah, so that is your rare sats, and we'll jump into Ordy Mouse. So yeah, 0.0. It looks like Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, that's what it
That's
reminds
pretty
me
cool.
of.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So yeah, so that is your Magic Eden digital artifacts. Let's take a look at some of the ones that we like here. The Bitcoin whales sitting at 0.0039. The whales, man, they always have sales. 3 hours, 12 hours. So shout
Whales
out to
have
Tostio.
sales.
Whales have sales, and the Bali whales are coming out really soon, right?
Yep.
Is,
They did delay it though a little
yeah.
bit.
Okay.
But I think it should be coming soon.
All right, and that is your digital artifacts.
Nice. All right, let's pull up the BRC-420 market update. And your number one spot total volume is always going to be the blue box here, sitting at 0.39. So it's jumping a little bit back up at 18 grand. Sitting at a nice little price there. Mineral, which we had on the show 2 days ago, and they are sitting at 0.00598. So they bumped up. They were sitting at like $230 for a while, and I feel like they, definitely had a good discussion on the show with us, and maybe that got some confidence there, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But it definitely brought it up. And this is the badge we're talking about, guys. This is the one that says, you highlight it, says partnered with BRC-420. And then the third one, the song is about NFTs. This one is starting to pump back up. This is that NFT that Elon Musk had tweeted about, and then someone inscribed it on Bitcoin and then deployed it on BRC-420. So that was really cool. And then you have Key coming in on number 4. I still don't know what this is for, but it's 0.00034, $15.74. Bitmap Town comes in after that. It's another partnered project sitting at $60.19, 0.0013. Meta Box comes in after that, 0.008, sitting at $370.39. IQ Club, IQ 50 Club, sitting at 0.05, sitting at $2,314.95. Sir White Paper was Sir White Paper was $110.19, 0.00238. This is a part of Blockimoto's little group of things he launched. And then Bitmap Kingdom Cube is 0.0139. It's in at $643.56. Chip Game. This cube is really cool. I like it. It's cheap too. It's $37.50, 0.00081. I want to check this out. Like I need to do some research on this because I feel like, there's a website here. There's a website here. Play poker with friends using crypto. Okay, there's airdrop, there's foundation. Let's see. There's a decentralized application, I guess, that's coming, maybe. I don't know. But we'll have to check it out.
It says DApp there. What happens if you click that?
I did. I don't think it's ready yet. But cool website, right? I like the website's pretty cool. So I think you can play poker stuff. Basically what I read about it from before was that you can use BRC-20s. You can use BRC-20s to play poker.
That's pretty cool.
On their site, yeah. So I'm gonna have to check that out, man. I like their cube though. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And it's cheap. I might have to look into that, get a couple. And then you have Bitoshi's Gold Cube, which is red, sitting at 0.058, $2,685.34. And then Bitmap Kingdom Black Cube, $736.15. And then of course you have Bitoshi Citizen Zero sitting at $1,736.21.
Yeah.
And then that is what we'll wrap it up with. And we'll go over our tokens here that we deployed a while ago. And I can't find myself, actually.
You're on page 2 or 3, I think.
No, I looked.
Oh, okay. 4, maybe?
Can you look on your side, too? And go to the tokens? Because I can't find it. Yeah.
Why don't you just type it in? Type in resident at the top.
Where? Here?
You go to search. Yeah, type in resident.
No results.
What about resident Shizzy?
No results.
Wow, did we get taken down?
No, I mean, I saw you on here.
Okay.
Yeah, you're on here. But let's see. I think you're on page 5. Resident Shizzy here with 26 minted, 23 holders. I think some reason like mine got like pushed into like a further down page.
No way. You had more sales than I did.
I know, but I think there's something that's off with like the
Gotcha.
What the organization. There's my zombie Yagobi. I just want to see. I'm not going to look through all of them, but might have to schedule a Calendly with Jeffrey.
Where'd you take my guy?
No. Anyways, I'll find them. But yeah, so you can I'm sure it'll come back up. But yeah, and then also just check out some of these other projects too, guys. This is the BRC-420 we always talk about. This asset class. We do believe that these are going to be like Bitmap's standard asset. So that
I
is your
figured it out. So go to the search, type of Resident Yagobi, and then go to newest. There you go. There he is.
Yeah, but listed only, not for the.
Okay.
It doesn't show the thing.
It does for mine. Here, let me show you. Right here. So what I did, I typed it in here, and then it went from all to newest, and they came up.
Gotcha.
And it's looking at almost 200, dude. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys supporting us. This is, for the I think it's just my website.
Yeah. And then so I'll take it back over here.
Yeah.
LA Crypto Kid. What's this about?
Someone followed my my template.
Oh wow,
Yay!
that's awesome.
Like, you know what I'm saying? They followed they used the Bitcoin Maxi too. And they use Photoshop. That's dude. Hey,
I might have to get one to that.
Shout out to LA Crypto Kid, man. Hopefully you guys used our tutorial and stuff. You were able to create your own character, your avatar out here. So that's awesome, man. I hope to see more of those. We're here to help educate and stuff like that. So that is go ahead.
Yeah. And the Shizzy and Yagobi is just experiments. That's all it was. We're not trying to make crazy money from it. I accidentally made mine for $40 because I fat fingered the button. Yeah, but I will be doing a raffle for Shizzy holders just because I appreciate you guys and I feel bad that you paid $40 for my thing. So in order to kind of like, I'm gonna kind of give back to the Shizzy holders. So yeah.
Yeah, and we have a plan for something that's going to be really worth it. But that's all I'll say for now. It's just going to be a really cool project. But anyways, that's the BRC-420 market update.
And I'll take you guys over to the Atomicals marketplace where everything is always red except Quark. But we got Atom sitting at $10.52. And we got Quark up 7% on the day, and it is the only one besides Pepe and Rect sitting at 7.91. And we have Realm down about 70% from where I bought, sitting at around 34 cents. And AVM, Atomical's virtual machine, sitting at 0.139. Dragon, the new guy around town, sitting at 1.29. Guys, the lowest this can go is 1. So the lowest you can lose on this is what, 20%? It's the lowest you can possibly lose on Dragon. It's looking pretty good. They got Neutron sitting at 1.99 sats. Electron sitting at 5 sats. I bought this around 9 sats, so that's always fun. And we have Rect sitting at 0.278, sitting pretty well. I mean, I think I purchased around 30 cents, so that's one I'm not getting killed on. Pepe sitting at 0.005. I did not get on Pepe. Node, I guess play off the Node monkeys. Only 24 holders, though, so be careful. I don't really like getting too far down, but I will stop at DMint sitting at 0.032, 69 cents. DMint actually getting hammered too. Atomicals, man, I can't wait for the run up here because this was looking not too great. What's your opinion on Atomicals right now?
I just think that they're going to be an ecosystem that people that come in maybe in the spring, summer are going to try to take advantage of because it's still going to be early. You got to remember, like, people like us and a lot of our community, we were early to this, right? All of it. There's people earlier than us, but like we were pretty damn early, right? So I think they're going to look at Atomicals as an opportunity. One thing that I like what I'm seeing is that, like, for example, Realm is a 21 million supply. Yes, it's taken a beat down, but it's hanging around that 34 cents now.
Yeah,
it's not going lower than that.
That's
so it's kind of like, remember when Track first made its move up, and it moved up from what, like 20 cents to like 40 cents, and then from 40 cents to like 60, 70, 80, and then it pulled back. like, you know, and then it pulled back down to 20, 30 cents or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I kind of see Realm being like that. You know
I
what I
agree.
mean? It's kind of acting like that. So
Yeah, man. But that is your Atomicals market update. I'm hoping to see some green on the weekend update.
can you
So,
check on the toothies real quick?
oh yeah, I almost forgot about the toothy. Good call. Oof, 719. This is under where
Oof.
I bought.
Oof. Yeah.
Oof, oofa. But yeah, I'm still very bullish on this. The first collection of Atomicals. I'm not selling. I have 2 of them. I'm not selling them at all. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait this out for a very long time. I'm comfortable
Yeah.
holding long
I
term.
mean, I think people need to realize that like this is still a Bitcoin layer 1 asset. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's not like someone made a good point. Like I posted, you know, a poll on my Twitter about, you know, what do you see like the top ordinal floor being, you know,
yeah,
and a lot of people were, you know, picking, you know, greater than 1 million, greater than 100,000. And this guy commented and said, last bull run, we had an NFT collection on Arbitrum that had a floor of 500K. And I was just like, I don't remember that, but like, you know what I mean? If that's true, these are, you know, toothies are like, they're not layer 2s, you know, this is a
yeah.
layer 1 meta protocol, right? So I think that it's an opportunity. I probably should probably pick up 1 or 2 or 3.
I
You
mean,
know,
at
they got
these
up to
prices,
what did they
man,
get up to? Like
about
2,000,
$2,000.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And so, yep.
yeah, man.
All right. I tried to get into Ordinals wallet, and right now I think
Just having some issues.
they're having issues with the tap protocol list right now. You have to actually manually go through that, and I'm not going to do that just because it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
going to be, you know, smooth. So we're gonna have
About
to
our
skip
hour
that
mark.
one. Yeah, we're gonna have to
Yeah.
skip that one. It should be back up tomorrow, and then this weekend when we do the weekend update, we'll be able to
Yeah,
dive into
man.
it.
And really quickly, I just want to walk you guys through something really quickly. Oh, nope. It is not that one. It is Ordinal. So if you go to my screen right here, and you got to go up here and type ordinalrevolution.com. It comes to our amazing website designed by Yagobi, and he did an amazing job on it. And if you come to this thing right here, we have some new articles for you guys to check out. We'd really appreciate if you guys pop some clicks on that for us here. We got an article on Ghosty, and yeah, we've got our guy Ordinal side up here. You can check that out as well. It's pretty cool. But I want to show you guys something that we worked on really hard over the past weekend. We have our official Ordinal Revolution store. And we have hoodies, we have hats. It's sold out for now. I'm waiting for it to get more hats in, and that's really cool. But go check out this stuff, man. Just take a look at it. Don't gotta buy anything. I know your Bitcoin is precious right now, so you guys don't want, but you don't want to sell into fiat to buy any of this stuff. But we just appreciate you guys just taking a look, seeing what we have in the store. We're gonna be adding more and more things every single day. So make sure you guys are checking this often, and then make sure you guys are going through ordinalrevolution.com. Don't click on any links, but you hit that store button, it'll take you to the shop. ordinalrevolution.com is the website. So
Yep, for sure. And then another thing too, we do have our membership with our YouTube channel. You know, it's a great way to kind of get into community with Ordinal Revolution. Our community is starting to grow bigger and bigger every day.
yep.
We love our community, and you know, in our Discord and our membership with YouTube, you get to dive into kind of our mindset, what we're doing separately from, you know, our portfolios, as well as you know, some of the fun things we have, like our journey to 100K, which
Yeah.
got stalled a little bit,
I
but I think
know.
it's going to pick back up. I think it's going
Yeah.
to pick back up pretty soon. So, you know, no pressure, just it's there. It helps supports the show, and you know, it gets us closer to being able to do this full time.
Yeah, and our members kind of get behind the scenes too. Like I go in there and I ask guys some questions. What do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about this? We have a new intro song. Do you guys like the old intro song? I like to get the ideas from the people who actually who buy into us, man. Who really appreciate the stuff that we do on a day-to-day basis. Because guys, we do this all for free. So the memberships are just another way to support the show and continue our growth. That money obviously gets thrown back into, you know, all the giveaways that we do. Ordinal Revolution does more giveaways than anybody in Ordinals. We can compete with anybody else in Ordinals. We do more giveaways than them. And we appreciate you guys, man. And you, if you cannot watch, you can definitely listen. We're on Apple, we're on Spotify, we're on all streaming services. Check us out. We appreciate you guys. And smash that like.
Smash the likes. Peace.
Ordinal revolution. Let's go.